So I'm recording this video straight after the game. I didn't really want to muddy the waters by giving my sort of overview opinions whilst I'm talking about the game we just seen and the incidents that happened within the game and the individual performances, because I've got to say, not only was I impressed by that game, I couldn't help but think, if he can do this with these players, what can he do when he gets his own players? What can he do when he gets Bowen back, when he gets Somerville back? That's not to say we got bad players. We really don't. But we did not have enough players for an attacking performance. And I understand towards the end of that game that Villa would have been getting tired because they played in Europe. I get that. But they have so many good substitutes. They really do. They got backup for everywhere. Central midfield, they got backup for wingers, they got backup for strikers. Ollie Watkins or John Duran up front, come on. You know, they've got so much there. They've got two of the best left-backs in the country there. I know they were both on the pitch at the end and one of them was playing centre-back, but I couldn't sort of go boo-hoo, I feel sorry for you, because West Ham, as decimated and as tired as Aston Villa probably thought they were, we had more to moan about. We had more to complain about. And it would have been easy. I have to be honest with you here. I'd sort of written off the game as soon as I saw that team. And it's not that I think he could have done anything different. I was hoping. I did what everyone else had done. You looked at the team. No, we knew Bowen wouldn't be on there really, but no Somerville. What you do straight away? You look at the bench. Is he on the bench? No, he's not there. And you think, man, that is, it's going to be a tough day at the office. The last two games before that, we'd had 3 shots on target, or maybe 4, whatever. It's not like I've got it totally wrong. 3 or 4 shots on target in the past 2 games before that. And I was certainly feeling that we just can't, with these limited players, we can't create. I was frustrated with the transfer window, which I guess I still am, unless at the point I upload this, I'm going to upload this on Monday. We've signed somebody, but at the point of recording this, frustrated with the transfer window, but, watching the game, or at the start of the game, and frustrated with the injury problems. So I thought this is going to be the worst game of football I'm going to sit through in some time. And it started out like that, and it was tedious. It was absolutely terrible. In fact, the first half was pretty dire stuff, really. But you didn't look at it and think there's anything he can do to shake it up or he can change it. You weren't looking at the bench thinking, well, maybe if he brings Danny Ings on or Guilherme on, or I actually thought Ings looked very sharp when he came on. But you know what I mean? You weren't looking at it at half time thinking, he can do this, and then we'll suddenly become an attacking force. And both before the game and at half time, I thought there's just no way. He cannot get this team with these component parts to attack effectively. But gradually, bit by bit, we started to attack more. And by the end of it, these players who you wouldn't consider necessarily to be attacking players, let's go with Emerson, you go with Wan-Bissaka if you want, were really coming into the game. And in Emerson's case, he scored a great goal and actually did something really dangerous just before that. Soler had a shot, cleared off the line as well, but Wan-Bissaka had become a real attacking force. I watched that. It'd be easy for me to turn around and say after the event, I did it all right. I didn't. I was watching that first half and I was thinking he shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be at wing-back. It's not that I think he can't play at wing-back. I've seen him under Lopetegui. He scored 2 goals under Lopetegui. Even under Potter, he's got an assist, doesn't he? But in this particular game, I thought he can't do it. There's just not enough fluid component parts within the team for us to be a good attacking unit. We gradually came more and more into it. And then you saw people like Max Kilman. 2 of his passes were beyond the sensational, really. So clearly, he's had a right stinker recently. Clearly he's been given confidence to play that in his game and bring that out of his game. He did start, when he first arrived, he was doing that anyway. Dribbled it through. There was one little feint where he was under pressure in defence. He could have turned around and tried to pass it back to Areola, who would have been panicked. But he did a little feint, dropped the shoulder, and actually, ran in between the 2 Villa attackers and strode into midfield. Passed the ball off. But come on, this is the good stuff. And I know I mentioned it and I brought the stats up in the review. But I think sometimes we've had possession for possession's sake a little time under Lopetegui. I don't feel that was the case in this. This is the first time I felt like we've had proper possession. We had 55, they had 45, and not for the sake of it. It was possession that at times felt hurtful. Souček, actually say Souček should have scored. It would have been offside, wouldn't it, I think, on that one. As I say, Soler cleared off the line. Lucas Paquetá growing into the game. You know, I mean, he could have scored that overhead kick. He really could have done. This is with square pegs in round holes. This is not. And I'm looking at it, I think, oh, this would be interesting. I could not. I won't have been the only one. There'll be people watching this now. You must have thought, oh, what would it be like with Somerville in there? And that was just, we're not even thinking about Jared Bowen. That's not even thinking about a striker. That's like taking one of those guys out, and it would be tough to pick one to take out. I think it would be tough. Alvarez did such a job in that game. He's walking a tightrope all the time, of course. But I'm looking at him. I didn't think Souček had the best game, right? But he battled and did all his stuff. And by the way, I am allowed to say Souček. So someone always says, "Oh, you're hating Souček." I don't hate Souček. I love Souček. I want him to retire at West Ham. In this particular game, I didn't think he had his best game. Right? But just imagine even if he hadn't been there, and maybe Paquetá's playing a little bit further back, you know, maybe as the number 10, you've got a proper forward and you've got a proper striker in there or something. You've got Bowen in there and you've got Somerville on there. It's actually quite tantalising, I have to say. And I think I got a little glimpse, a little glimmer of maybe what we might look to see. And I actually thought, fair play. You know, I'm not. Again, I'm only being cautious with Potter. That's all I'm being, because I don't want to. I don't want to start the love fest too early or anything like that. And I've been stung too many times before. So I don't. It's like I said, after one game, there's a couple of people. We read in the live chat. It was in the build up to the Fulham game. We actually went on to win the Fulham game. In the build up to it, somebody said, "In Potter we trust." I said, "Oh, hold on, not yet. I want to learn about him. I want to, see a little bit more." But I think I was very impressed. I feel like I've, had a little glimpse through the keyhole, if you want, at what he's going to do and what he's going to try and do. And I thought, that's impressive, isn't it? With those players, to have that few attackers and the calmness in the man to actually say, I don't doubt that he could have forced, or, you don't mean by forced, he could have pushed for Bowen or Crescencio Somerville to be involved in some way. We've had managers that would have done that. I'm sure of that. But it was a calmness thinking, no, it's okay. They'll leave it. Let's just leave it like that. And we'll give them another week. And I'll get the other players who I've been coaching to start attack. We took the game to Aston Villa. We were dominating possession. I can't even. They had 300 and something odd passes. We had 400 and something passes, and it was almost like 100 passes different between the two teams. Wow, that's really impressive at Villa Park. Yes, excuses. We've done excuses. We've got excuses too. Their excuses are they played in Champions League in midweek. We know that. We've been there. We've done it before. Our excuses. We've got so many players out. So many players. And, he was fixing things. He fixed things at half-time. He managed to get Kudus more into the game, which is really pivotal. He got Wan-Bissaka more into the game. Paquetá was just growing in confidence. And then, honestly, I thought Emerson was crap. I'll say it now. He was crap in the first half. I thought he was awful. There was one point. There's one point in. There was a bit where him and Soler, I think they passed the ball. They did whatever. They did something. They were next to each other. Something happened. I fucking forgot about those two. Got him involved, And as I say, it wasn't just the goal either. And I'm just really impressed. I'm really impressed. I've seen you've seen the Phoenix Knights. So I just actually spat on my screen then accidentally. Excuse me. Do you mind? Hold on. Sorry about that. It's garlic bread. It's the future. I've seen the future. Today, I think. Can't wait to get some of those players back. I was annoyed. At the start. There must be people here who must have been like me, annoyed in the first half. Thinking, why haven't we bought any players in? Why haven't we done this? Why haven't we done that? just goes to show, doesn't it? You know, I'm not saying I don't want to. I want to bring players in. I want to get some players. This is it. I want to be doing them. I want later on today. I want me to be popping up a little notification on your phone. Make sure you press subscribe and dinged the bell. There'll be a little notification pops up on your phone with me sat here saying we've just signed a player. That's what I want. I do want to sign a player, but I'm just saying I was really annoyed. It's yeah, I like that. I like what I saw. You get the idea. Let me know what you think in the comments below.